Hello, I'm Jeremy, and this is my channel, The Level Designer. And if this is your first video, I basically make content for level design and game development. So with this video today, I wanted to kind of peek a little bit more into a project that I was actually kind of playing around with on my first video that I made for this channel. And this game right here is a top-down stealth World War II game, and I recently bought some assets that can really help me out with laying everything out and making everything look better. So, kind of before I bought this asset, everything was kind of in these blocky buildings. It's pretty fun. I was using a lot of the geometry here in Unreal, and I'm using Unreal Engine 4. I don't know specifically the version number that I'm using, but I just go into brush editing mode, and then once you have that and you have geometry shapes, you can actually fully customize different planes and whatnot. So kind of that's kind of the first step that I have kind of went with this design for this top-down stealth game that I wanted to go through. So I might expand on the actual going through and blocking things out in another video, and probably um, expand on that. But I wanted to play around with assets again because um, you really can do a lot of cool things with different assets. So what I have downloaded and where these are all from is a website called Cinti Store. I guess that's how you call it, how you say it. But these are awesome assets, and right now they have a 50% off sale on a lot of their assets, it feels like. And you can get a lot of these assets in either the Unity or Unreal Assets Store. These are really great assets to use, as they just have tons and tons of. I was kind of yawning there. I'm sorry. I apologize. They have tons and tons of different assets that you can just throw into your game, and I mean a lot of them can be pretty expensive. I mean, they have like this huge apocalypse pack that is on sale for half off, but it's $150 right now. So, but this company really makes some really great assets. But what I'm specifically going to use for my World War II game that I actually recently kind of purchased because of the sale is I'm going with this Polygon War Pack, and as you see, this is going to provide a lot of great assets for just a very low poly, just World War II game. And kind of the thing that I love about these assets too is they're low poly enough to where, and I've done this before, and other projects where I've used this company's assets before, and I might make another video about on that project at a later time. But basically, what I love about like low poly assets like this is, I mean, if you're missing something, if you want to add kind of to what's already here in the pack, just a little bit of work in a Blender, um, goes so far into if you want to make something in addition to what these types of assets provide. In my experience, if you want to add something else, you could just easily go into Blender and just model a low poly something, low poly and just kind of blend it into the pack, and no one would be any the wiser, because a lot of these assets look really great, but I mean they're pretty basic, and, not to not to take away the skill of making these sort of assets, but I mean they're pretty adaptable with adding some of your own, especially if you're not as good with 3D modeling. So it's kind of a give and take, but for sure, I really love these assets. This is such a really cool pack, and I'm excited to get into it. And they also have like tons of characters, all of these different props that you could use. Just so many different things. So with that in mind, let's go into Unreal and let's do some work. So kind of what I was starting with is at the beginning of the level, you're kind of this Russian guy, and kind of the story in my head is he was in a tank, the tank crashed, and now you're like behind enemy lines, and this is set in Stalingrad. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that looks kind of off. I might have to fix that building. Um, let's do that real fast, just kind of as a first thing. So you see that this is kind of out. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I think what I want to do is I want to bring everything else to meet this. There we go. And yeah, I don't think it's too bad. May move this over. I'm just trying to get a good feeling of everything. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. So yeah, so kind of the story is you're in Stalingrad. I'm not entirely sure if these buildings are accurate to the area. So that's another thing that I'll have to kind of do a little bit more research. But I'm just trying to get. I'm so sorry. It's been a long day for me. But I'm just trying to get kind of a good feeling for what these levels can look like, and maybe they had these types of buildings in Russia. I don't know. I mean, I think these are more like the French um, area, um, especially in more of the Western Europe. So again, that's something that when you're creating a level, especially something like this, you kind of have to be aware of it. Because right now, I've just started putting these different assets and props into the game, so it's something that I'm still kind of getting a feel for. But it's kind of the start of a project. So I've been doing a lot of just blocking out, and maybe I shouldn't mix. Maybe I shouldn't mix the two together, but yeah, that's kind of how it is. And of course, you got your main gameplay. So there's a lot of potential for this. So this guy, I don't remember if he. There he goes. Oof, that was. So yeah, and another part about creating levels is making sure you have your core gameplay, and then just play testing, making sure things really work. I don't know why that guy doesn't. The guy in the building, like, that's in the north of me, to the north of me, he doesn't, like, go and check when that alarm goes off. That could be a bug. Oh, shoot. That could be a bug. That could be a number of different things. So kind of the fun thing about this is this guy who's walking around right next to me. He kind of has a random. He kind of goes to random points, so you do kind of have to be careful. And I usually have like a specific kind of you do kind of have to wait sometimes. But once he kind of goes down into this other room, you can usually kind of run. So I usually like to do that. Oh shit, see, he's gonna catch me. Nope. Yeah. So that's kind of the game, is you just have to make sure that you go. But here's a interesting problem. So we have this hole in the wall, and the player can definitely can fall down. But what we could do, if we want to get creative, is we can add some barbed wire. So so if he falls down here, and I don't know as far as because there's like a bunch of barbed wire along here. Maybe I can add a, like, I don't know, maybe they just add a bunch of like defenses or something. Well, let's take a look at what happens when you fall down there, because and I'll just kind of try to speed run through the beginning portion of this a bit. And you can actually entirely avoid that guy if you hug the wall enough. And that's the thing that I think is kind of important is, you know, I'm expecting that there's going to be different types of players, and there's going to be players who really do try to hug the wall, and there's other ones who are going to just, you know, I have no idea, but I want to try to. So if I go down here, I can land like right here, which I don't know. I don't like it. So what I can do is yeah, I don't know, cuz it's like I want to add in a place where if you fall, you will die. And I have like these boxes right here. I have like a death box right here that basically is that. So if I were to fall down here, I would get killed. So I might want to add that to these areas. So but the trick is we don't want to have it super low. Something like that. We'll want to keep it kind of smallish a bit, but maybe not too small. So we just want to add in a boundary where if the player falls, they will die. But not only do we want to create a box like this, we want to give it the visual indication that if they drop down somewhere, they are definitely going to die. And what we could do actually is we use multiple kinds of assets, and we have kind of this like barbed wire gate, which might be kind of interesting to use. Um, I don't really know, but what I am kind of thinking is because we have like this car right here, and there's a few different vehicles in this asset pack that I made, and there's rigged vehicles, which are your more well put together vehicles, and it's rigged because I think the idea with this pack is you could just put in one of these vehicles, and they're rigged, so you could just put a controller on them and just use them. But there are static vehicles, and these are some more of like destroyed vehicles, which is actually kind of interesting to think about. So what we could do is there are a few, vehicles that are destroyed. So we have this car that's just utterly just messed up. So what we could do is we could kind of put a car right here. So we, make sure that it's not overlapping a lot of the barbed wire because there's space right there. But so we got a car right there, but that's not really gonna, kill us or whatnot if we go over it. So I'm gonna experiment with this, but definitely it's an idea. So I'm gonna put in some fire, and maybe the fire we can duplicate the fire a bit, make it look like it's definitely on fire. Maybe that way, if we press G to kind of make it have it see what it looks like. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. So another thing that we could do is add one in the back, maybe. So yeah. So I don't know. Like, this is clearly something that you probably wouldn't want to, go on. So it's kind of a hazard. And I kind of did the same thing over here. I have like this cool vehicle that like crashed in this wall, and of course you can't like go through the wall or anything. It just looks really cool, I think. And I don't think you can climb on the vehicle. And I also used, like for the tank, it's kind of smoking, and then there's like some sparks to make it look a little bit more different. But that's kind of, what I've done with this so far. So, it's kind of a pretty good indication that maybe you shouldn't be going over there. I don't think this fire actually kills you though, but that might be something that we can play around with. Because of course, I can't jump. I don't have a jump button or anything. I'm just seeing if I can like get on this car. Again, when you're placing things around a level, you want to check for that sort of thing, especially if you have like I like to call them unintentional ladders. There'll be games where you know you'll just have things that people can just get on top of because they just maybe it was just an oversight, or maybe it was just something that you just didn't intend for someone to climb on top of. because sometimes physics in these game engines, um, they just kind of do their own thing. So it's kind of important to, play around with that and make sure that, especially when it comes to getting outside of the level or getting somewhere where the player, can get like a shortcut that you don't intend, it's really important to really set up those hard boundaries. And that's kind of why I made this kind of stone wall right here, is because I was just gonna have like rubble, but you could climb over the rubble, so that wasn't gonna, be sufficient enough. And then like right here, where I'm on top of this like second floor and kind of this like back storage room in this, I'm guessing, garage, um, I might add some railing here, but this probably isn't like too bad because I just wanted to make sure that I could like block off kind of the area underneath the that kind of second floor. And the same thing for like out here in this area. I just wanted to close this off. But I wanted to make this kind of look like maybe like just a makeshift kind of just area. And just like the storage room, and I have like a bunch of cool, props in here, and you really build this out and do a lot of interesting things with it. And I have like this, I want to say these are called Amtraks. I'm not entirely sure, but just kind of indication of like, hey, here's an empty enemy vehicle. Like it definitely looks like a vehicle that enemies drive. So you kind of want to be cautious of that. And then, yeah, I wanted to build these kind of sandbag walls, and maybe I will put some more guards up there. Maybe have some, looking this way. I just wanted to make kind of an easy area, kind of so you could see like what these guys are, and of course, if catch their attention, well, that didn't really work out. But just I wanted to kind of give players a sense of like what they're kind of dealing with, and then without actually putting them in any sort of real danger. Now, this is kind of unrealistic how these enemies work, because like if you're standing this close to a guard, obviously they'll probably be able to see you. So you just kind of have to make the decision of, how far do I want these to go, and I might make these a little bit more further, where like this may be a good distance, where they may not be able to see you. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just one of those things that you have to work out. Luckily, if they're standing in front of like a wall or something, they won't be able to see through the wall. So that's kind of something that was already built in the system, and I did buy this kind of um, system for this top down. I did not make this myself. As a level designer, really supporting other assets and just getting to the point where you can just design the game that you want, even if you have to pay for some assets. It goes a long way, and it might, it's not like you're gonna be selling a bunch of copies, especially once you're starting out. So knock yourself out. There's tons of people that spend tons of hard work making different assets. So that's something that you definitely, I encourage everybody to do. Oh, and this guy's actually coming down here. What the hell? So I just want to test this fire again that's on this car. And I kind of wasted my opportunity. Whoop, shit. See, that's what happens when I'm not paying attention. Woo. So I'm going to try to hurry up and get over there too. Yeah, this might be my first episode. I might, make a good amount of episodes just, working on this. There probably won't be a lot of content, in this particular video. I'm just kind of playing around, and it's kind of more to show you that, kind of what is involved with, you know, designing games sometimes, which is, playtesting and making sure things work. So here's the window. You want to make sure that if you are close enough, you don't activate it. But if we boop, um, yeah, definitely is going to get it to go. But I'm not entirely pleased with that because I'll show you. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't like it. I want it to be lower, but I want it to be low enough to where definitely will hit it without being able to stand on the car or anything. So I want to test that because it seemed like you just went off and like instantly it like stopped it. And I want to see if I can at least create some sort of like delay with it where you're falling for a little bit, maybe like a second more, and it finally like kicks in. Because that just seemed too quick. I don't know. And it seemed like you're kind of still like on top of everything, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. So just gonna alert those guys. I just gotta fucking get through this guy. I just go in. He'll go back. Nope. See, you kind of have to. I wanted to create some points where you do have to kind of take your time. Even if you know what you're doing, you kind of have to not rush it. So right here, we fell off and it instantly like kicked it. So I'm happy with it. It kind of looks like I'm on fire, so it's like it is what it is. I'm happy with it. I just want to make sure where if someone runs off a cliff like that, they won't be able to just get outside of the level. And again, you know, excuse me. Um, Again, I don't want to make it to where people are going to be able to just have a shortcut. So I need to test this from the other angle because I tested it going from one angle. I need to test it going to another angle because here's what's going to happen. If I go and test it again, I could probably move my character, but it's fine. I got my... Oh my god, where the fuck... Where did that guy come from? Did he... What? So yeah, I mean, kind of unpredictable. So here's what I'm wanting to test. This. Oh, maybe not. Oh my god. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm running. So I can still kind of go... I can kind of go over that area. So with this, I'm just gonna expand it more. And I'm just gonna hope that no one will be able to necessarily get over here. So I don't know, maybe a little bit more. But this is the thing too, is now we got to be cautious of this little death box. If we decide to make the character go in this area. I don't think so. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have them go through these buildings and then I have it set up to where he kind of follows through these holes, and then I have some kind of no way back points here where you won't be able to get up. That's another kind of technique that you can implement to make sure that players don't backtrack if you don't want them to. And then probably just close this off. Probably put some vehicles here, and then go down here, and maybe even go this way a bit, and kind of have it circle around. And I mean, this doesn't have to be the whole level. We can really expand this like floor and scale it up and make it stretch more. We could do a lot of different things. So I think that's going to be kind of this video. I didn't do a lot of like placing things around, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys kind of an update on the project I'm working on for this World War II stealth game. It's looking. Excuse me. I just like had food and I'm just kind of getting my butt kicked from it. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to provide an update. Go through, place a few things. I will place a building actually, kind of for the last part. We have this building, so what I've been doing is, a lot of these areas were blocks like this. So what I did was I went through here. This is gonna be like a street, so I put this right here, and then I have kind of the grid snap. So if I snap that, I'll try to line it up a bit with kind of the edge, so it's not super duper. I think that's good. So we have that, and then I might have this bigger building. This is actually pretty good. And again, like I really encourage anyone, if they're working with assets like this one, to just kind of use assets in different ways. Um, like this. There we go. That looks awesome. And of course, you do have like doors. So I am going to put a door over here. Just duplicated this. And just turn it 90 degrees to face that way. And then just kind of place it. It doesn't have to be perfect right away, but you can always go back and adjust things later. And there you go. You have kind of some buildings going on. And here's the trick about what I'm doing here is because I have a lot of these kind of like buildings I'm just putting on the outskirts, but I'm going to have to go back and do some work on like these main structures. And kind of my idea that I might do in another video is I might just make a generic kind of texture that kind of resembles something like this, because there's a lot of these different materials here that uses different colors. And that's another thing, is a kind of cool thing about this pack is this pack has different, like 4 different materials that you can kind of apply to, and it kind of just overwrites kind of some of the colors. So it's kind of a nice little way to make things look a little bit more different. But if I apply one of these materials to this building, as you can see, it just applies like all of the different like things. So I don't want that. But what I might do is I might go through and Like here's kind of the wall texture. So I might make a texture that has something like this and then just apply it to these walls, and then I might go through and make like kind of like side like spines on for like corners of the buildings, and then I could like just apply that to these, and then just work on like some windows and just apply like windows to the frames. And I might make those separately on my own time, and then bring those into Unreal, and then just apply those to the game and see how it works. But I want to thank everybody for watching this video. This is really fun, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. So thank you, and you have a great day.